Channel. It's Rad. And tomorrow at February 4th, we do have Venus going into Aries. So that's going to be the subject for tonight for the tarot reading. And as far as the Venus influences goes, it will enter into Aries at 2:57 a.m. February 4th. But it's gonna stay there for a very long time. Actually, it's gonna get back, I think, into Pisces because it becomes retrograde at the March 1st, and then hold on a second. Yeah, it enters Pisces at the March 27th, and then it's gonna enter Aries again. Let me see where. So it becomes direct at April 12th and enters Aries again at April 30th. So long story short, there is quite a lot to be tracked, for lack of a better expression here, as far as Venus goes. So today's interpretation, today's forecast is going to be for the Venus influence over us for the period of February 4th to a March 1st, 2025. Actually, March 1st, we are going to be sleeping when that influence is going to go away, when Venus will become a retrograde. But without further ado, the collective reading. Now, the first card that I drew for Venus in Aries, that is a Four of Cups. Then we have the second card that I drew for that influence here. That will be the Ten of Pentacles. And the final one, that will be the Hangman. Okay, so we do have those three cards for Venus in Aries, for the influence of Venus while is in Aries. These are the cards. And so, couple of things now. The more personal one is going to be that when Venus enters into Aries, that will give us a time to get our shit together. So that will be an influence where things are going to happen left and right. And how can I put it into words? Well, we have to maintain composure. That is the point here of, at least according to my cards, of that transit. Instead of losing our shit, going into panic, and doing things for the sake of doing something around, and that way actually making things worse. Now, this is a period where we should be able to, or rather like we should, take a deep breath before we decide to do one thing or another, and especially before saying one thing or another. Now, for what these cards are showing here is that there is going to be time for everything. There is going to be the time and the place for everything, but it's not going to be the first seemingly convenient of them. So this is why it's going to be important throughout this transit to think twice, even thrice, before we decide to make something or to say something or to approach in favor of a something. And the second thing about Venus in Aries is that is going to bring some people from the past. What I mean is that there is some unfinished businesses. It could be for the it could be for the better, it could be for the worse. Situation is going to be strongly individual for the people that are gonna get back into our life, or at least are gonna try to get back into our lives. And yeah, there is unfinished business with them, and that's gonna be the chance, should we decide to take them in, should we decide to work the thing over, because it's going to be ultimately at the end our decision here. So there is going to be unfinished business where we are going to have the chance to make things right, or further the undertaking. And this will happen in rather personalized a convenient and very comfortable environment. So yeah, whatever feeling of disappointment we may have currently of a one person or another, of a one situation with a beloved person or another, that will be the transit where we're going to have the chance, like I said, to fix that and to make things right. So that was the collective reading, and now there are going to be 12 more readings, just as this one, each for every star sign. You can track which star sign I'm reading for through the glyph that is going to appear on my right hand side right now. That is the Aries glyph, so the next reading is going to be for Aries. Now bear in mind that these are going to be readings for the star signs. So if you do wish to have your own personal reading where your own personal situation or a target or a goal or a plight problem is to be interpreted through my tarot cards, you can go to my website, which link you will find in the description down below. And there at the very front page, you can see a full list of my services and also their pricing. Now, if you do wish to support me, you can only have to subscribe to the channel, leave a like and comment the video. That is going to help me with the YouTube algorithm. And if you do wish to support the channel financially, you can do so using the super chat or the PayPal link at the description of the video as well. And anyone who does so, you guys are going to have a reading at the end of the stream, that's guaranteed. And Yasmin is going to be the first that goes to my list. Yasmin, thank you for the 20. Thank you, Yasmin. We put you into the list. Okay. All right, so Aries first now, Six of Swords. It is the first card for Aries, followed by King of Pentacles. And the final one, that will be the Hermit. So I don't know what these cards are referring to as a situation, as an event, or as an endeavor. But that will be the period where it will become clear to you, Aries, that there is nothing really more to be done at that particular thing. There isn't anything more to be done about the project or about the relationship or about the job or about the friendship, okay? And this will push you into making step toward the unknown. What I mean is that this is going to be a period or an influence of Venus that's going to push you to seek better and to seek more through, I would say, unfathomable actions or unfathomable steps, at least up until that point. So it is a brave reach from your behalf that is significantly going to improve your status, is going to improve your state, and if not anything else, the very least is going to get you much closer to whatever wishful result or even why not dream that you do have and that you desire to have around you. So the best way how I can classify that influence of Venus for you is going to be an influence of a brave improvement through which you are going to traverse a thresholds that up until that point you did not fathom to do so. This will lead you to a much more significant and substantial endeavor in front of you that you can, if you wish, cling on and make your life or increase the worth of your life moving forward. But this influence of Venus is going to mark the end of your investiture into empty house. It's like investing into a one thing, whether it's a business or whether it is a person, seeing nothing in return, hoping that this is going to change. Well, that's going to be the period where you see that no, that isn't changing. So you will have to, if you wish to be happy, you pretty much have to say enough is enough and make steps into another direction, which will be significantly better direction. So that was for Aries. Now next, that will be Taurus. King of Wands, 10 of Cups, and 9 of Swords. So enough is enough in you as well, but your state is going to be provoked through the lack of satisfaction. So you're gonna find yourself highly displeased. I'm not saying unhappy, I'm not saying sad, I'm not saying disappointed. We're talking about being displeased about where you're finding yourself in. Displeased with the state of your relationship, or displeased with the salary you get, or displeased with the friendships you have. Whatever the case, you're going to find yourself being displeased, and that will push you into taking things into your own hands, all of the things into your own hands, and through that you will be able to transform it into a super powerful drive, provoking a strong consequences. Hopefully for you guys, these are going to be a super positive consequences, and that will help you to manifest your the word is not dream, it's more of a ambition. So it is going to help you manifest your personal ambition. It's going to help you manifest your drive, and also being displeased of the situation is going to bring you to, at least in my opinion, a very wise thought that no matter how much you try to please everyone around yourself, there is always going to be someone that isn't happy. There is always going to be someone that is displeased. And therefore, you should, instead of you being the one displeased, you should try to please yourself first and foremost. And if you have energy and resources for the rest, well, then so be it. But this is going to bring you into a point where you're going to start enjoying life more, right? You will have more going out with friends, for example, beverages, and just enjoying life to its full extent. But a long story short, that will be a strong effort from your behalf of improving the results that you are sitting on, and I do believe that if not all of you, almost all of you will be able to improve those particular results. You should be careful with the criterias though. You may put some criterias or some demands that are impossible to be met. So be reasonable on that front, right? And and that is another advice of the cards in that period of time. If someone can do your work for you, don't do it yourself. All right, next one, that will be Gemini. Oops. Hello, Mattia. Welcome to the stream. And hello, Sam. Welcome to the stream as well. Well, yeah, personally, I'm okay. Thank you for asking. All right, Gemini, Seven of Pentacles, Queen of Cups, and Eight of Pentacles. As far as Venus in Aries goes for you, Gemini, not very active period. It's a period of preparation and it's a period of planning. Can I put it into words? The result of that should be not being deprived. What I mean is that the result of that planning or of this, say, this preparation, which you are supposed to or you should make in the next 30 days. By the way, Mattia, thank you for the 20. Thank you. Putting you into the list. And at the end of the stream, we're going to see how Venus in Aries is going to affect you personally through my tarot cards. But yeah, the result of this planning or of this preparation should be and is going to be getting in return. It's the best way how I can describe it. Okay. For example, preparing resources to invest so you can get your money worth, or a planning certain move so when you make the move you get the desired results as well, reciprocal to the effort that you do put into the move. That is a rather quiet period of time for you where you should have a keen eye for the subtleties out there. You should not leave any stone unturned, I'm sorry, and attend to even the smallest details into your endeavor. Conscientiousness is very important as well. If you aren't doing anything with conscientiousness, just there is no point doing it at all. Another thing that it is important here is that discretion is going to be of a high value for you and for your relationships as well. So bragging about sharing intimate secrets from a one person to another, that is not going to be a good move. It's just is going to destroy completely the trust that people have in you. And finally, focus on the people that you do love. The rest don't matter at all, at least according to these cards. And when it comes to relationships, in fact, see what people give you. All right, if someone gives you just only a shits and giggles, give them shits and giggles as well. But if someone puts really sweat and tears into your relationship with them, then give them sweat and tears as well on your behalf. Give an effort as well. It's important to see what something gives you and then give in return, and plan your next moves around it instead of investing first and expecting to get reciprocal in return. Shauna Say, thank you for the 20. Thank you, Shauna Say. Let me put you into the list and we're gonna take a look. Okay. All right. Next, that will be Cancer. And I do want to apologize if I sound a bit winded, guys. I had a 7.5, almost 7.5 hours trip today. It was supposed to be 5.5, but there was a fallen tree or on the road, and we had to wait for it and other shenanigans. So actually, I traveled from one town to another more than I was about to travel from Sofia, where I live, to New York. It's crazy. Hello, Anna. Welcome to the stream. How are you been? All right, Nine of Pentacles for Cancer. That's really good start for you guys. With the Wheel of Fortune, it's even better having that card there. And finally, it is the Ten of Wands. So what can I say? It's super good influence of a Venus in Aries for you. It's couple of things that leads to one major. One is that these cards are showing that the hard part is over. Whether the hard part in your negotiation, whether the hard part in your work, whether the hard part in soliciting, whatever the case. But those cards are showing that the hard part is over and you have earned it. That is the second thing. So literally, wherever you had toiled, by that point, a leap into a huge development is awaiting you there, whether emotionally, whether financially, in the next 30 days. Or long story short, your efforts are gonna bear fruits, and they had worth it. So you can expect to get the client, capital letters here, or the love, or the job, or the project as well. And I do think, at least according to this card, is that if you haven't felt like that recently, you are gonna feel like you have the reins firmly in your hands, the reins of your faith, and you you are to forge it on your own terms, at least for the next 30 days. Oh, that's great, Anna. I wish I could have said the same. Okay, I wish I could have said the same. All right, next, that will be Leo. Uh, Queen of Pentacles, the Hangman, the Emperor. That is a bit complicated to be explained. Give me a second here. Have a great one, living girl. Um, you you are gonna have an epiphany in the next 30 days. So and that epiphany is going to be so relieving. You will be super relieved about the state you're finding yourself into. Because at least according to the cards, this is how the situation is going to develop here. You're going to find yourself under a lot of pressure about something, whether a pressure to get the job done, whether a pressure to earn certain money from somewhere, and so on and so forth. And you will be under quite of a stress, at least for a while. And at some point, being stressed and being oppressed and having to deal with so many stuff around, an epiphany is gonna hit you that, god damn it, you can deliver uh, from a different venue. What I mean is that you can get the money from a different place much more easier, a place that it is guaranteed. You don't have to toil, you don't have to stress, you don't have to slog, for lack of better expression here. Okay. Same thing goes about literally everything. So when you find yourself struggling in the next 30 days, just stop for a second and break a leg about your surrounding and about what you possess. Because there is a thing you possess that can provide you with what you seek. It's just you aren't seeing it that way. And for example, I will give you relationships. You may be trying so hard to make a relationship with someone while you are already having a person that you can have a beautiful relationship with? Why you are toiling so much to fit where you are not wanted? Anna, thank you for the 20. Thank you, Anna. So there is a let me put you into a list. So there will be literally no reason for you to struggle in the next 30 days, only if you are, again, willing to take account of your possessions. What I mean, not just only material, but also possessing opportunities and just take advantage of one of them. Taco, thank you for the $22.22. Thank you, mate. Where have you been? Let me put you into a list as well. And good evening, mate. All right, Virgo is the next one. But I will need a glass of water, guys. So you will have to excuse me for a minute, okay? Put it right there. All right, Virgo. Two of Wands, Five of Pentacles, and Death. I don't drink, Mattia. I don't drink. Last time I got myself drunk was 8th grade, and I felt like I'm about to die. So that was the first and the last time I drunk excessively. And then I tried alcohol, but I don't really like it at all. I don't like the effect. I don't like the taste. I just don't like it. So only on an occasions that it will be offensive if I don't have a sip. All right, back to Virgo. Not much to be said other than that. The influence of Venus in Aries for you is going to be a conformational period. So you are going to have yourself being confirmed, whether through results, whether through statements, whether through recognition, or why not rewards as well, that you are doing really, really good job. And you should keep up doing the good job. Now, this is going to be a period of a really good results, not yet amazing, but you are getting there. And so you should not stop doing what you are doing, right? You shouldn't stop your performance at all, but seek for an improvement, okay? And that is not a good period for you to switch jobs, to switch relationships, or how can I put it into words? People of interest, targets as well, goals, and so on and so forth. Because you're going to make a significant progress into that direction. Like I said, you ain't going to be quite there yet, but very good progress, and you can improve from there. And how can I put it into words? Just push forward from there. Thank you, Anna. Okay, so that was Virgo. Now moving next, Libra. The Hierophant, the Tower, and Six of Wands. Guys, Venus in Aries for you is going to be a test. A test. How much does one thing means to you? How much does your job or your career venue means for you? How much does your relationship means for you, or your family means for you? And the test is going to be a rough one, because let me give you an example with your career, because you will put really good efforts in there and you will do a really good job, but you are not going to see rewards for it. And so that's going to be the test, whether you love your job or you're doing it for the money, or you're doing it for the appreciation, or you're doing it for the recognition, right? And if you are doing it for the material side of the things, like said, the money, the appreciation, the recognition, then everything is going to start falling apart for you. Because Venus in Aries is a period where you build name, you do not build money. And hopefully after that period, the name is going to start making you money, or it start bringing you suitors, or it's going to start making you friends. Yeah, it's like building up a name when it comes to career, and it's about building up trust when it comes to personal relationships, friendships, intimate relationships, family relationships, and so on and so forth, and also mutual reliability. You end up being reliable in the next 30 days, and you don't see the appreciation from the other side. So that will put to the test how much does really the other person means to you, and how much that relationship means to you. And if it is only to cool your ego with them and to seek approval and recognition and so on, like I said, everything is going to start falling apart for you. So while it could be cleansing and purging process next 30 days, you will be left only with the things that matters, with the things that fits with you and with your environment and with what you want to have for your future as well. Okay, next one, Scorpio. Knight of Swords, Ten of Swords, the Emperor. That is a Venus in Aries is about making things work, with yourself, with you. I think that primarily we're talking about career here. We're talking about stuff that translates into the material world rather than the emotional world. So I don't believe that that will affect your relationships, like friendships, intimate relationships, and family relationship. It's more going to affect hobbies, how you spend your time, your personal time, and also how you are doing your job, how we are doing our job, Scorpio. And it's about fitting things in. It is about deciding how you're gonna capitalize on one thing or another, and how can I put it into words, how you're gonna make one idea to work or another, how you're gonna fit one project in or another, and so on and so forth. And Venus in Aries is going to present us with a variation, with an option available that is going to be simultaneously pleasant for us to develop and a working one. But it will require a lot of sweat and tears. It will require a lot of hard work in order to get itself developed. And we should not give up. That is a caveat here, okay? Because it is not within the cards, but I do suspect that we are not going to see immediate results, like we're not going to see immediate payback, because these cards are showing that once we find what works for us in terms of a personal performance, we should not look back from it, rather like searching for another option available, or for another variation, or you know, for another way forward. Because once we decide how we want to take things in, and how we want to make things work, that decision is going to be, or it should be, the very least, irrevocable. Sam, thank you for the 5 Australian. Thank you, Sam. Let me put you into a list as well. A second. Come on. Okay. All right. At the end of the stream, you're going to have your personalized reading. So for the Scorpio, say you decide to work with that client, but they are not placing purchase order quite yet. They are negotiating for far too long, you know, and you're not seeing any results for your time, at least for now. Well, you are going to see results. They are going to be good results, okay? And you shouldn't give up on that client, at least according to these cards. Okay, next one. That will be Sagittarius. The Sun, Two of Cups, Ace of Cups. Um, it's about some kind of a partnership. As general reading, generally partnership, right? So business, intimate, family, it all fits into this description, partnership. And the realization that this partnership just doesn't make you happy. So this was the final effort to make things work, and they didn't. But guess what? At least according to these cards, you're not going to be the one who is left with their heart in pieces this time around. You will, at least according to these cards, go out of that partnership unscathed and free to seek your own happiness, which you are going to find in the next 30 days, even less than 30 days, from 4th of February to 1st of March, which makes it 25 days, I believe. Yeah. And what was I about to say? Yeah, well, it's going to be a liberating period of time for you, Sagittarius, where you will get rid of a sucker. You're gonna get rid yourself from a leech that was leeching out the happiness from your life and letting you dry, not being able to smile, to have a good laugh, or just to enjoy life. That ends within the next 25 days. And from there, you're going to truly feel like you can breathe again. And but life is beautiful, and you get to do what makes you feel happy, and what makes you feel productive, and what makes you feel contributive, if that's a word. Now, a person with a contribution, not just only to society, but to yourself. So once you liberate yourself from the leech, that doesn't have to, well, it should be a person, because they are talking truly about a partnership, one-sided one. So you are carrying the whole thing on your back, no longer, right? And now you're gonna feel like you can breathe again, and you can enjoy life again. Okay, next, that will be Capricorn. King of Wands, Six of Pentacles, Two of Cups. So Venus in Aries will require from you to take the reins. Right? It will require from you to truly take it in your own hands to fix the thing. Again, partnership here, where the other side of that partnership cannot get their job done, or their side of the partnership done. Think of it that way. Say you're working with someone over a deal or over a project, and they just can't get their shit together, and they cannot get their job done. So you have to take the reins, put the chaos in order, and actually make them do their job. So you have to step in. That is how Venus in Aries is going to affect you. That's going to be its influence. So a lot will be expected from you. A lot of criteria you will have to feel, a lot of demands you will have to answer to, which, at least according to these cards, you will be able to do so. You will be able to cover up everything that will be expected, will be required from you, and that will allow you to actually get the job done. Not just only get the job done, but from there you may even have the chance, and I do suspect that most of you will, to maintain that position. Okay, so I don't know what is the English expression for that. So you were not supposed to be the team leader, but because nobody else stepped in, and nobody else had the awareness to do so, you became one out of line, and it worked really well. And so you, at the end of all that, you get to keep that thing. You get to keep that you are going to be the leading force into this team effort, or into this family, or why not even into this relationship. But it does look like, Capricorn, that you're going to have something that your star sign consider a blessing. You will take few steps of the ladder for a one stride, right? You're gonna climb faster than you are supposed to, and you get to keep that position where you are going to conquer. So again, it will be stressful, a lot will be dependent on you, but I think that you are going to like the power that you are going to have in the next 30 days, pointing up what needs to be done, expecting to be done, and seeing no objection and having no opposition whatsoever. But you are going to have to step in, because no one else is going to. All right, next, Aquarius. Page of Pentacles, the Tower, and then it is the High Priestess. So you single Aquariuses, a friend of yours will become very, very close to you, to a point where for that friend, the only logical move forward is to become intimate. Now, whether you're going to allow that to happen or not is entirely up for you to decide. But it does look like that there is a real potential that to be a soulmate of yours. Okay, that is a very specific case in those cards. Now, the other thing is about your stability. It's quite difficult to be explained. It's about your stability. So if it is not about friendship, this influence is going to appear, or Venus in Aries will influence you where you feel stable. If you have a stable job, if you have stable friendships, if you have a stable relationship, it is where Venus in Aries influence is going to be exerted. And at least according to these cards, that stability, I don't want to say tested, it's more about accounted for. That stability is going to be accounted for, how important it is for you. So obviously, if some of you decide that it's not important at all, then it's going to be stable no more. But the importance or the worth of it, how much that thing works for you, how much that job works for you, how much that relationship works for you, how much that family, say, endeavor works for you. Because at some point in the next 30 days, there is going to be a demand that you do put 100% of yourself into it. Okay, you will not gonna have the luxury to juggle with two things. You're not gonna have the luxury to go to work and attend your relationship. It's gonna be one or the other, and that's gonna be the point where it will be scaled. How much does your, for example, job works for you, or how much that relationship you have is worth your while? And while at that point nothing is gonna go to shade, okay, based on your assessment of that worth will define whether that is going to be something that will last or not. But alas, whatever the case, for you Aquarius, whatever is left is going to be worth your while, is going to be worth our while, because I am rising Aquarius. All right, and last but not least, that will be Pisces. Ace of Cups, Two of Cups, Five of Cups. It's love, guys. Venus in Aries affects you by making you falling in love. Doesn't have to be an intimate one, as it is a general reading, but it's about falling with a genuine love. That may be friendship love, it may be parental one, or a intimate one. But it is going to be so strong that you will be able to see past the cons of a one person, right? Someone has the pros and the cons, and you will be able easily to see past the cons. And while not everybody is going to agree with you being in love with someone, okay, you will simply not gonna give a damn what people think and whether you made someone disappointed with your decision or not, because you will know deep down in yourself, at least according to these cards, that you had made the right choice here. So your heart is going to be filled with love within the next 25 days, and your day-to-day routine is just going to be transcended, being channeled through that overflowing joy that you will experience. All right, so that was for the 12. Now it's time for the super chat. Hold on a second. I have my cards for the super chat right here. And here they are. So a minute, and I'm starting. First one is going to be Yasmin. All right, Yasmin. Venus in Aries. Those are cards for you. will manifest, those are cards, will manifest through some disputes. These disputes could be with a government institution or at work. Now, in your case, I think that that's one of the same. And bottom line here, this is what takes place, okay? You will have the opinion that this thing that you are having that dispute over can go further than anticipated, while from the other side they are going to, they will want to put the brakes on it as soon as it reached the anticipated state, right? And you are going to have that incredulous behavior. Why do you want to not win something? You know, why do you not want to make money of a one thing or another? Or why do you not want to make more money, for example, from that project? Why you are pulling out the plug on it? Well, we can simply do more. And while you will be able to do more, there are some there are going to be some aspects of it that will not going to fit with let's say it that way, with the ideals and the standards of the organization that you are working in, and is gonna put the organization into a precarious situation, maybe another department that you aren't how can I put it into words, you are not too much into their work, so you can't take it under account, and so on and so forth. So bottom line here is that not to push too much with that dispute, okay? Even though it may look like things are getting heated, at least according to these cards, your job is not threatened at all, okay? So you can't, how can I put it into words, at least according to these cards, you can't jeopardize your position and your work, but you're going to have that foul taste that you could have done more, but you are not allowed to do more. So that is how Venus in Aries is going to manifest for you. Like I said, is going to affect your current occupation at work. And just don't get too heated about it. Remember, that's a job. You are there to serve, and you are paid to do what you have been told, not what you think it's possible to be performed as work. If someone doesn't want more, well, who are you to make their situation better? All right, that was for Yasmin. Now Mattia, let's have a look. All right, Mattia, those are cards. So Venus in Aries for you will manifest in conflicts. About I'm gonna show you the Lenormand cards. Okay. So these are the Lenormand cards, so you can understand better. We have the tree, which stands for life, health, the whip and the broom, which stands for the conflict, and then we do have the ship, which stands for inheritance or afar, right? So a health will provoke conflicts from afar, right? So the conflict, or rather like the dispute, the argument is going to be with someone that is afar and will be related to their health. And at least within the next 25 days while Venus is in Aries, it doesn't look like that you will be able to get through to them. It's Mattia, Taco. There are a couple more readings before I get to yours, so you haven't missed anything, mate. So Mattia, you won't be able to get through to to that person or to these people. Okay, and long story short, at least according to these cards, that will only gonna sap your strength. Is gonna suck you dry. So the best thing you can do here is just kind of like get your hands off of it, because there is a course or that particular course is something you cannot change, and you will have to devote yourself to yourself, if you know what I mean. Because Venus in Aries is going to be super pleasant for you personally, at least according to these cards, and it will allow you to reach and maintain an emotional stability and emotional comfort. And how can I put it into words? The belief, if you will, that the best is yet to come, and it is yet to come for you personally. So yeah, that's pretty much how Venus in Aries is going to influence you personally, and is going to affect you by realizing that if someone doesn't want to be helped, you cannot help them at all. And instead of wasting efforts in that direction, why don't you help yourself and start doing things you are meant to, even if you aren't realizing, because that is what the bottom line is all about. You aren't meant to fix that situation from afar. You are meant for something that it is in your immediate vicinity, and you should turn your glance for it, because it's a thing of immense worth. Thank you, Samuel. All right, Shona say, will the transit bring me any good? Let's have a look, Shona say. They always do, Mattia. They always do. All right, Shona say, you're welcome. Those are cards. Now it is about some kind of documents, right? You may be served, or you may be trying to find some kind of documents, or trying to get some kind of documents like allowance, like a lease, and so on and so forth. And yes, you are going to be able to produce, for lack of better expression, to produce those documents, and that will significantly bring a relief. Now, there may be documents that you yet not need. All right, you may have no idea what I'm talking about right now. I don't have any idea what I'm talking about right now because I'm not in your shoes. It may turn out 10 days from now that you need some kind of a document for one thing or another, and you will be in a position where you will have to produce. Now, you will be able to produce, like I said, and those documents will open new doors. Will open new doors for a new options available, for a new venues in all fronts. But you will have to bend knees, right? Going, for example, into government institutions and into people that you are reliant on for these documents, you'll have to play nice, even if it is something that makes you bite your tongue, even if it is something that makes you gnash your teeth. You will have to maintain composure and bite your tongue, like I said, because you're gonna have to do it only one time, and after that, you're not gonna have to deal with these people anymore. But if you have some can I put it into words? If you left some relationships in a good state against your better judgment in the past, it will happen that it was in your better judgment, because you are going to need now those relationships to provide those documents. It brings you any good, right? It brings you how can I put it into words? It brings you new perspective and a lot of what was the word here? Potential of a property, potential of a lease, potential of a divorce papers, for example. That will be in your favor, and it will give you much better perspective for the future. It will make your life much more attuned for the future and for your environment than it is right now. So expect a lot of paperwork in the next 25 days. Okay, next, that will be Anna. Good night, Mattia. You're welcome, Shaughnessy. All right, Anna, those are your cards. Venus in Aries, business partnership negotiations for you. And I'm saying, hello, Jasmine. Welcome to the stream. And I'm saying negotiations because that's going to be the period of 25 days where you can have all of your demands and criterias met. So what your expectations could be here is to talk a lot over the phone, a lot of chats, a lot of emails back and forth, okay, with whether the franchise or whether the person that will talk with you about a potential partnership. Now, whether you're gonna make that partnership happen or not, ultimately at the end falls to you to decide. But you need to know that there is going to be so much more potential of that partnership that what is going to be talked about initially. So you can get far further than what the partnership is going to be established of. But it's going to be very important here, Anna, not to back off from a things that you consider important for the business, that you consider important for the career that you do have, because all of them can be met, right? And you don't have to make compromise with any of it. The partner that you are gonna negotiate with is going to be loyal, whether individual or a loyal entity. So you will have, at least according to these cards, no concern whether you are going to be screwed over or not, because you will not going to be screwed over at all. They are going to be, like I said, loyal and sincere as well. They are going to be, what was the word? I'll have to check it for further streams. I knew it, but they're going to be amicable when it comes to that partnership. Completely straightforward with you. So that is what Venus in Aries is going to bring you. All right, next, Taco. And Jasmine, thank you for the 20 again. Thank you, Jasmine. You're welcome, Anna. All right, Taco, those are cards. Your Lenormand cards. I don't know whether you had some fights with your wife recently, but Venus in Aries for you is all about making your love or the situation in between you and the person you are in love with, the person you love, as stable as it can be. Okay, so that is the most important thing there. That is the influence. I am, Samuel. That is the influence which Venus in Aries is going to exert for you, Taco. And what's going to come out of it, mate? Are those 3 cards here? That's the cup, Samuel. Oh, that's like, Taco, find a place. I don't know how to put it into words. In your relationship, the things that you can't find a common ground with, okay, and which happen to be a reason to pollute your relationship with your wife with weakness. Well, you're gonna be able to find a place for them, like situating yourself in such a way with her that these aspects will no longer happen to be a problem for the relationship at all, and so there will not going to be anymore a reason that the relationship can crumble into the future, say. And so Venus in Aries, mate, its influence is going to quench and strengthen your relationship, is going to quench it like a Damascus steel. If you don't know what Damascus steel is, I encourage you to try it out. Actually, it's something that I'm fascinated with. So yeah. It's gonna stay there very, very long, Jasmine. It goes tomorrow, February 4th, but it's going to become retrograde at March 1st. So this interpretation is for the period February 4th to March 1st. So yeah, Taco, the Venus in Aries is an influence that is going to not only fix, but also quench and strengthen your relationship. Okay, next, it's you, Jasmine. Oh, you're an alchemist now, eh? If you have the Philosopher's Stone, yeah, you can pass it over. You know, I can make use of it. You're welcome, but yeah, I mean, you know, the things that are making these turbulations and kind of like making the shits hit the fan, um, they are going to be worked over. No, Samuel, I'm gonna make it after Jasmine. I'm making the $20 first always, because they get more cards. All right, Jasmine. Let me hold on a second. All right. Those are cards you will subdue. All right, Venus in Aries is gonna make you, or its influence is gonna make you a winner. A winner over it's a fight, or it is a dispute. I don't know how to put it into words. The thing it is that you were supposed to get some kind of a paperwork, but you aren't for some reason, and you're gonna end up being sick of it. And while you are trying to keep up the, how can I put it into words, a composure, for lack of better expression, to maintain good manners, enough is enough, right? And Venus in Aries is going to make you storm the situation and do everything on your power, which ain't going to be much, by the way. It's not going to be required much from you to get that paperwork to you. And with the paperwork itself, having it in your possession anymore, that could be a paperwork like an approval, for example. It doesn't have to be something legal, right? You may have passed something for approval and that approval never comes. It doesn't, a rejection isn't coming either, you know, it's just nothing is coming. And that will push you into seeking out the truth, right? Like clearing out the situation by storming it. And through it, you are not just only going to build up a lot of high amounts of personal sovereignty, but also, for what it seems, you will be able to push your idea through, or your opinion through, your standing through. It's just going to be what you say, right? Whatever you say is going to be going, but it's going to go through, again, some kind of a disputes and some kind of conflicts in Venus in Aries. But it does look like that you're going to show a lot of very, very strong backbone to actually stand your ground, and that's going to earn you a lot of respect, and not just only respect, but also solidarity as well. So that is how Venus in Aries is going to, is going to influence your life. And finally, Sam Walsh. All right, Sam, what do you need to know? Adam wants that you're going to have a lot of variations in the next 25 days. Variations to date, variations to do your job, variations to spend your time. You're going to have a lot of options in front of you, but some of them are going to be risky. Okay, so your mindset should be always, what can I lose over what can I win? And whenever you are up to decide which option to get or which option to take advantage of, you should always analyze it with clear-headed mind, because the risks could be very, very high. I mean, some of them could be even make you lose everything you got. So you gotta be very, very careful in the next 25 days. Very, very dynamic environment you're going to find yourself into, with, again, a lot of options available, but not every option is meant to work for you. And you will be able to see which is which by being objective rather than being passionate and enthusiastic. All right, so guys, that's gonna be for today. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for your generosity as well. I hope you enjoyed the stream, and if you did, please subscribe for the channel, like the video, comment on it as well, and hopefully we're going to see each other next time. Until then, bye.